Thank you very much, Seb Singh Also, like everyone else in the chamber, I want to see poverty resigned to the history books, and I'm sure that everyone in the Parliament actually would want that to be the case. But want to see an end to poverty and delivering policies that will bring about this change are two very different matters. But I think we would all recognise that there is no one single policy that's actually going to eradicate child poverty. And so long as Scotland does not have the full powers of an independent Parliament, there will be decisions that are out with the hands of whoever is leading this Parliament and whoever is leading the government in Scotland. I do welcome the recently published annual progress report, which covers the Scottish Government's actions to tackle child poverty, revealing that almost £1.4 billion has been invested to support children in low-income households in the last financial year. Now, some key policies covered in the report include that awarding almost £430 million to families through the Scottish Child Payment, supporting more than 329,000 children as of the 31st of March 2024. Widening the eligibility for Best Start foods, which helps low-income families access nutritious food, so thousands more children and pregnant women can benefit. Supporting around 4,400 children through continued work to develop a system of school-aged childcare and continuing to provide 1140 hours of funded childcare for all eligible children. Providing free bus travel to 727,000 children and young people as of March 2024, and delivering 6,045 affordable homes across Scotland, with two-thirds for social rent between April and December 2023, helping an estimated 2,115 households with children into affordable housing. Presiding Officer, the SNP's track record when it comes to tackling child poverty is further backed up by modelling published in February 2024, estimating that SNP policies will keep 100,000 children out of relative poverty this year. Even amidst the difficult financial challenge the Scottish Government finds itself in, this SNP Government is choosing to find the money to provide badly needed additional support. Now, this is in sharp contrast to the current UK Government, who are funding tax cuts for the rich by taking money away from low-income households. And after 14 years of austerity, this Tory Government is finished, with Sir Keir Starmer expected to be the next Prime Minister. However, as the UK Labour prepared to change the wallpaper in Downing Street, I pose this question to them: what is the point in Labour replacing the Tories if the red rosette offers nothing different than the blue? Now, the First Minister has made eradicating child poverty his top priority, but Westminster policies like the two-child limit, which Sir Keir Starmer has refused to commit to scrapping, also hampers the SNP's Scottish Government's progress. We've also got the bankers' bonuses, which Labour, Carol Mockin spoke about different policies. Labour have suggested they're going to support that as well. Now, Presiding Officer, after his election, the First Minister wrote to Sir Keir Starmer on the 12th of May, requesting a meeting to discuss shared goals and values in tackling child poverty. Now, I understand the Labour leader has yet to reply to that invitation, but this is beyond disappointing, as Labour has an opportunity to deliver a Westminster reset on tackling child poverty after they win this election, which they certainly, judging by the opinion polls in England, they certainly are going to do that down south. However, not only has Sir Keir Starmer failed to do so thus far in the campaign, but he is also vowing to adopt the same approach to public policy and spending as the Conservatives. Now, this will do nothing to alleviate child poverty, and instead will shrink household budgets even more, particularly for low-income families. Now, Carol Mockin once again spoke about listening to the experts. Now, Labour MSPs can try to defend Sir Keir all they want, but urge them to listen to this quote from the Director of the Institute for Fiscal Studies, Paul Johnson. Last week he said, and I quote, "Neither party, the Labour and Conservative Party, is really addressing the big problems that they will face if they win the election." He went on to say that the numbers that we've got from the Chancellor, which the Labour Party have not demurred from at all, imply big spending cuts over the next 5 years. Now, the IFS reckon these Tory and Labour Party plans would mean a massive £18 billion of cuts. And now another think tank puts that figure closer to £33 billion of cuts. Now, this is vital money being taken away from Scotland's public services, meaning less money for the NHS and schools, less money to tackle poverty and less money to help families with the cost of living crisis. Now, Presiding Officer, both Rishi Sunak and Sir Keir Starmer are committed to imposing even deeper cuts to the public services. Now, that's not my assessment, but that is the assessment of independent figures. Now, what's more, Save the Children published a tweet this morning, and I quote, they say that whilst child poverty has been largely absent from the general election debate so far, there is no issue more important for governments to get to grips with. Now, Liam Kerr, in his contribution earlier on, spoke about 17 years of the SNP government and 25 years of devolution when he spoke about child poverty. But, Mr Kerr, 4.3 million children living in poverty in the UK is hardly a ringing endorsement for the Union. Now, sadly, the issue of child poverty continues to be at the top of the agenda in my constituency. And just this week, it was reported in the Greenock Telegraph that record numbers of families are seeking the help of children in poverty in Inverclyde, proof that the Tory cost of living crisis is making life harder for families. But sadly, after this election, no matter which of those two parties actually wins, the fact there's going to be at least £18 billion worth of cuts coming from them is not going to help Scotland, it's not going to help the UK, and it's certainly not going to help my constituents in the Greenock and Inverclyde constituency. Thank you.